The Morrie's Automotive Group is here today with the new Ford Focus RS as well as the Subaru STI. Now what I'd like to do is show you around the exteriors, some of the stuff inside, and then provide you with a driving review of each. So now the tried and true Subaru STI gets a few refreshes for 2017. One of the big things that remain the same though is that 2.5 liter, which is going to give you 305 horsepower and 290 foot-pounds of torque. Now that's going to be through Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive system and this extremely short throw shifted 6-speed manual transmission. On the outside, there are a few updates for 2017, with a few being inside as well, which we'll touch on later. But basically what makes the STI so special is that it's more or less a rally car in street form. It's got that big wing on the back, which for 2017 was an option that you can do without now on the STI, but that kind of shows that this is a rally car. I mean, this thing gets up and moves, it's a ton of fun to drive on the road, and I can only imagine that once you get on the track or on a gravel circuit, you could have a ton of fun. All right, so let's start with the Subaru STI. Now I have to say, this car is certainly touchier than the Focus RS. I've spent, a good deal more time in an STI, obviously, just because the RS is so new. But it takes a little bit of getting used to, where the RS seems like you jump in and it's a little more like a Ford Focus, where this is a little bit more like a race car setup. And I can say that the interior, while it's still older, I think I do almost like this interior a little bit more. Like I said, it feels a little bit more like a race car. And if you're gonna be driving a race car that's built for the street, you might as well feel like it. The flat bottom steering wheel in here is pretty cool. You've got a lot of controls on the steering wheel as well, which is nice. But you've got plenty of boost on tap. And that Boxster engine makes a ton of noise. You can do the Subaru kind of a performance exhaust from the factory, which I highly recommend because it sounds way better. It's got that low classic Subaru growl to it, and it wakes these cars up a little bit. I mean, not a ton, but not that there's anything wrong with the stock one, but that's always kind of been a knock against the STIs, that you get a little bit of turbo lag where you don't get that so much in the RS. But I've been driving around for quite a while now, and I don't really see that as much as people say. It's kind of one of those scare tactic sort of things. But I'm at 2,000 RPMs, I put my foot down, and I have no problem with that 305 horsepower. Now the RS does make 350 horsepower, which is a little bit more, and you do notice that. But this, with the symmetrical all-wheel drive and the torque you do get, it's a fun car to drive, and that's why they haven't made a ton of changes to this car. Now there is some updates coming for the 2018 model, but this is proven. Since this is Minnesota and the state of hockey, the only way you can compare this car is that it's a straight up bruiser. This is like mullet out the back of the helmet, just in your face intense, where the RS is a little more Sidney Crosby maybe. Kind of dances around, feels a little bit lighter on its feet. But with the 7-inch infotainment system you have in here now, and you've got the Bluetooth, you could daily drive this car, and it feels a little bit more roomy, where the Focus seems like the dash is really large, and it feels like a lot smaller vehicle. This feels like, yes, I could put some child seats in the back. It will baby, as they say, and I could drive a race car every day and, get away with having a family shooter that's also fun to drive. Fuel economy isn't the greatest, but again, if you can keep your foot out of it, it's pretty reasonable. For driving just a street-built hot shoe car, it's not, probably something you're looking for. You're looking for this 6-speed manual transmission with this symmetrical all-wheel drive and a limited slip on both sets of, the whole package comes together, and it is an absolute blast to drive this car. It's very, very difficult to not be giggling and smiling when you're driving the STI, especially with that STI performance exhaust. It sounds so good when you get on it. And that's the problem, because I think the STI is one of the most ticketed cars in the country, because keeping your foot out of it can be a little bit of a problem. Now the boost gauge on the dash isn't helping anything, but you're always wanting to see that climb. But as far as day-to-day goes, it's a little bit louder in here. You get a little bit of, these sticky tires throwing up some stuff, the Dunlops on this car, but overall, what can you say about a Subaru STI? I mean, it's built to be a rally car. I mean, you could throw this thing down a gravel road all day. The reliability is going to be there. They've proven themselves time and time again that, yes, this car can handle what you could throw at it. I've seen rallies up close, and these things in pretty close to stock form can be extremely impressive. So overall, I mean, now you've got a 7-inch infotainment with a backup camera. You've got all these different settings, whether that's your Sport Sharp, or just the intelligent setup. And it's, I mean, dual climate control in a rally car that you drive every day. And these seats, I hate to say it, but I think I like them more than the Focus RS. But let's take that one for a spin around and see what you think. So new to the US is the Focus RS. Now let me tell you, I've been waiting quite a while to get behind the wheel this 2017, and I'm quite pleased with what I've seen so far. Now this one does have the RS2 package, which you're gonna add those larger 19-inch wheels compared to the 18 on the STI. And as well, you get those Michelin Pilot Super Sport tires, which are extremely sticky and fun to drive with. A few other things on the exterior of the RS. So over the regular Focus ST, you're gonna add things like the larger wing on the back, the larger air intakes, and just a little bit kind of overall aero changes. But from there, most of the stuff is gonna take place with that 2.3 liter 4-cylinder, which makes 350 horsepower and a ton of torque. That's gonna drive this car to 60 in 4.6 seconds, according to Car and Driver. Where does the STI end up? At about 4.7. So we're pretty close between both models, but let's take this one for a spin around and we'll show you a little bit more. So drive mode, you've got normal, sport, track, or drift. I think I'll go sport mode to kick it off. Now, this car is noticeably easier to drive than the STI, and that could be maybe for a daily driver if you want to pick between the two, which one's going to be a little more, I guess, livable or user-friendly. It could be this one. That STI, I mean, after driving around for 20 minutes, you'd probably be fine and used to it, but just from kind of a, you know, what do I want to drive 90% of the time like a normal person rather than in drift mode, this could be the better option. Sport mode does wake it up a little bit. I mean, this car has so much more technology in it, it almost seems unfair to kind of pit it against the STI, but I've seen a lot of comparisons between this, the Golf R, and the STI because that is what the competition is, these little hot hatchbacks. I mean, if you put it in second gear at 2,000 RPMs, I love it. I absolutely love it. And it just, you know, nothing beats that Subaru sound. If you're a Subaru fan, you absolutely love that Boxer engine. But this thing sounds great. I mean, I just kept finding myself downshifting, putting your foot into it, and then lift and get that pop, pop. That doesn't get old. I really like that a lot. But as far as the drive goes, I mean, I took it around some pretty sharp corners this morning, and just regular, I mean, day-to-day driving, it is a little stiff, not quite so much as the STI, but you wouldn't want to mess with, I mean, the suspension too much for day-to-day driving. It's gonna be a little bouncy that way. This car is quieter inside, so that's one of those livable things that, yes, it's a little bit quieter until you put your foot into it, then it is absolutely ridiculous, and I like that very much, but fuel economy is gonna be a little bit better because it is a smaller engine, obviously a smaller displacement motor, and you know, from there, could you drive this car year-round and be comfortable? Absolutely. You can get snow tires from the factory. While this one does have these not all-season tires, these Michelin Pilot Super Sports you're only going to want to use in the summertime. But I mean, up here in Minnesota, if you threw a set of snow tires on this car, you would have just as much fun as you would in that STI. But I mean, basically the Sync 3 system in here is great. You've got the Apple CarPlay as well, which you can use for your iPhone or Android Auto. The dash leaves me wanting more. I feel like it's very kind of in your face. It's a lot larger dash setup, so it feels like a smaller car. I mean, I'm 6'1", and I feel a little cramped in here. Yes, these seats are really comfortable and bolster very well. I mean, I like them a lot more than even the ST, but this just feels like I'm in a Focus ST with a better looking exterior. But the interior, they didn't quite do enough for me, and if that's where it ends, as far as my gripes against the RS, I think that's okay. Because you're still gonna get a launch control in here, which basically pegs you at about $5,000, and then you just take off. And like I mentioned, you're about 1/10 of a second quicker than the STI, but but you get that 350 foot-pounds of torque, and that's where this car really goes, because you always have torque on command. Anytime you put your foot down, you're moving, which is awesome. But I mean, other things, you got the dual zone climate control, you've got heated seats in here, you got the flat bottom steering wheel, obviously the one thing I love the most. And it is a little bouncy, but I mean, it's a Ford Focus. It's a smaller hatchback, just compact car, so it's gonna be a little rougher on the ride than maybe jumping up to a larger Ford. But if you're just looking for a shooter and you wanna have a ton of fun at all times, this is absolutely something you have to get out and drive and consider. Do I like it more than the STI? That's like picking a favorite child. No parent wants to do that. Yes, they're both good. They both have their advantages for sure. This one's maybe a little more livable for day to day. The STI seems like you could get out and just have an absolute blast in on a track. But I mean, same with this. So how do you pick one? I mean, it really depends on what you're looking for. This is kind of the new hotness. Everyone who's driven one loved it. I mean, so it just turns off to help me save gas. But overall, yes, it has a drift mode, so I can pretend like I'm Ken Block. Yes, it's a little bit smaller inside, and that's where the STI shines, but I don't think I can pick. I think I'd take one of each and then just trade off every day. But it's too tough. I can't choose. On behalf of the Morrie's Automotive Group, thanks for watching. Now, if you'd like more information or to schedule your test drive in the new RS or the STI, make sure to call, click, or stop by today. Thanks again for watching, and make sure you buy happy.